How to do SEO on Shopify. So in this video, I want to share with you how you can do SEO inside your Shopify store to be able to rank higher and of course generate traffic, which will turn into sales, hopefully. All right. So first off, what does SEO stand for? So SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. So pretty much this just means that SEO will help your Shopify store appear in Google searches when people are looking for products that you're probably selling. So unlike paid ads, right, SEO can continue to bring visitors to your store for months or even years after you publish your content online. And the best part, most of these improvements are free and only need to be done once. And once you've done that, you can set it and forget it and just keep creating content to generate those traffic. And so here is a Reddit post that I found from a Shopify merchant who shared that his shop doesn't even have social media. He has never posted his shop anywhere and still gets lots of sales while doing nothing. How? SEO is his key, right? So he started blogging, which of course is an excellent way with Shopify, which will help you outrank all your competitors like normal bloggers just because you are a shop, right? So in Shopify, I'll show you that you have this option to create blogs within Shopify where you can link your products as well, which will help as well when you're writing about, like, let's say 10 ways, or 10 things that every dog owner needs for the summer, right? And if you sell dog products, right, then you can link those products but show the benefit on why they need it, right? And then of course there was a big Google update last year. Right now you don't even need backlinks with informal content. Content creation is just easy with ChatGPT, but don't forget to use clean HTML code. Example, you have a shop where you sell coffee, just start blogging inside Shopify and write a lot of articles about coffee niche. Use Super Suggest. Of course, this is a great tool to help you find keywords that people are searching for, right? All right, so one of the first things you'll want to do is optimize your product pages, right? So if I go to my product page here inside my Shopify store, right, I have one product, right, and I have the product right here, right? So it's called Man Stainless Steel, right? I could probably do a better job than that, right? But of course you want every product page is an opportunity to rank in Google, right? So make sure every product includes a descriptive product title, a unique product description, right, relevant keywords, high quality images, right, image alt text, and customer reviews, right? And of course you want to avoid copying product descriptions from suppliers. Write your own description that explains the product benefits and answer common customer questions. So how can you write descriptive product titles? Well, inside of your Shopify account, right, you can enter your title right here, right? It could be something simple like something like this: Man Stainless Steel watch. Of course, if I was I'm selling only watches right now, but if let's say I was selling shoes, I would be descriptive. I wouldn't just write men's running shoe. I would write men's black Nike running shoes, right? A little bit much more descriptive, right? Where I'm providing the color of the shoe, of course what type of shoe it's for, the brand of the shoe, and who it's for, right? All in the title. And then you also want to do product descriptions, right? So for this, you can use AI to help you, right? I use AI a lot. So you can use Sidekick within Shopify to help you generate a description for you, right? Just provide a lot more information so that it can, write that great description for you inside of Shopify. And then another thing, of course, that we saw here is that you want to add high quality images and image alt text. So here I would add, these images are pretty decent, but they are AI generated. So if I had a real watch, right, I would take a real product image of it, and then I would do alt text. Then Shopify makes it really, really easy for you to add alt text already, and they already have suggestions for you that you can use, right? So I could just click this check mark, and there it is. Alt text is done. Just click save, right? So you don't really have to do all that work. You just have to come in, approve it if it's good, and if it's not, just make small changes to it so that it looks, so that the alt text matches what you're seeing on the image, right? Because Google cannot really see what it's looking at on the images, so you need to write description, and that's why we recommend use alt text. Of course, I'm guilty of this. I don't really do it that much, and I know I should do alt text a lot more. So yeah, you should definitely do some alt texting here. All right, so the next thing here is use SEO friendly titles and meta descriptions, right? So your page title and meta descriptions are what people see in Google search results. So a good page title should include, right, your main keyword, be clear, descriptive, stay under 60 characters. So very important, you don't want to just, spam like keyword stuff, because Google is actually really smart now. Its algorithm is really good. You do not want to keyword stuff, because if you do that, then Google's just going to punish you and it's not going to show any of your articles that you write or your store. A good meta description should be explain what the page is about, include your keywords naturally, encourage people to click, stay under 160 characters. Every important page on your store should have a unique title and meta description. Number 3, improve your images. Again, right? Large images can slow down your website, and slow websites often outrank in search results. And this is true because just think about your experience when you're visiting a store online. If that store does not load really quickly, you either do two things. You either exit and you just leave and you just try a different store, or you try to refresh once, and if it still doesn't work, you'll leave and just go to the next one, right? So you want to, of course, compress your images. You want to add description titles. Again, you want to use alt text to provide information about the image to Google. You want to upload high quality images, and you want to avoid unnecessarily large file sizes. So like, there's some people that upload images and for some reason they just do it so large that they don't, compress it, right? And then also you want to change the naming of your images, right? So instead of just having image 12345.jpg, maybe try to use blue running shoes.jpg, right? Again, all these small things add up to Google when you're trying to rank number 1, right, for your Shopify store, right? And then of course your alt text, you don't really have to worry too much about this if you're using Shopify's feature where you can just add it automatically, right? Shopify will write it and you can just see if it's right, and if it is, just add the check mark to it. Number 4, you want to create helpful content. So inside of Shopify, you can create blog content by going to content and then blog post, right? And here you can create blog posts, and this is again another great way to be able to provide value to potential customers and to help your store just get out there and start generating traffic from your content, right? Again, you could write, like, if I was writing content for my watch store, I'll write like 10 things to look for in a watch, right? Or what to look for in, like, how to know a fake watch from a real watch, right? Or how to clean your watches, right? How to clean a watch, let's say, right? If I was selling a watch cleaning product, I would include it in my blog post so that people could buy it, right? Small things like that. And what I like about this is that you can link your products to it so that, when people are reading it, you can recommend your product as the solution, right? So again, here's some more examples of some potential content ideas. You can use ChatGPT. Of course, you want to use Ubersuggest, right? Or Ubersuggest, and I forgot the other tool that you could see what people are searching for as well. But yeah, Ubersuggest is another great one right there. So examples like how to choose the right dog bed if you're selling dog beds, right? Best gifts for dog lovers, how to clean leather shoes, right? Beginner's guide to camping gear. So these are just all ideas that you could do. And if you probably noticed, right, there's a lot of how-tos, right? So you could do like, how to find the right dog bed, how to know what dog bed to get for your dog, how to know which dog bed size is right for your dog, right? And then just provide value and link your product to it. Number 5, organize collections. So Shopify allows you to create collections, right? If we go to products, go to collections. I don't have a collection on me right now, but you could add collections. So if I was selling multiple products, right, I'll add a title like, top 5 watches, top 5 men summer watches, right, 2026. A description of like, these are the best selling watches this summer, right? Or I could do styles, right? Like top 10 watch styles for this type of style, right? If I was going out to dinner or something, right? And then add the product right here. You just want to make it as easy as possible for not only Google to be able to look at your store and be like, oh, okay, this merchant has done a really good job in being able to add collections so that it could provide the right product to its searcher, right, on Google. And it just looks really good on for your customer, right, that you're doing all this work for them, right? Maybe they are like they need help with knowing what watch to buy for certain occasions, right? So you could do like collection pages, right? You could do men's running shoes, dog toys, hiking backpacks, kitchen accessories. You could even go more niche, right? Again, like top men watches to wear at dinner on a date, right? That's probably gonna generate a lot of traffic, right? A lot of men just want to look really good on a date, and so you could do that as well. Number 6, you want to build internal links. So Google loves it when you're linking inside your own store, because people are literally spending a lot more time in your store, and if people are spending a lot more time, right, Google likes that. They see it, okay, like they're spending a lot, this user is spending a lot of time in this store, right? When they clicked the search result on Google, let's promote the store a little bit more because it's doing a good job with internal linking, right? So things are like, you could do blog post internal linkings, right? Again, inside Shopify, you could go to content, and then you could go to blog post and write blog post and link your products literally, right? You could do product pages linkage, right? So if I was selling my watch, right, I'll have like when on the product page, by editing in the theme editor, I would include maybe like a cleaning supply or like cases for my watch right down below, like small things like that, so that people are staying much more longer clicking, and maybe even adding to cart as well, right? Collection pages are really big, and buying guides, right? Again, simple. You can do this with blog posts inside of Shopify. So the next thing is improve your site speed, right? So a faster website provides better shopping experiences and can improve your SEO, right? So Shopify does a pretty decent job of already optimizing your store for speed. You can always check your speed. It won't work on my end just because I'm not live yet, but you go to your online store, and then on your online store, once you're live, you'll see a bar here that will show your speed health of your store, right? So you always want to trust Shopify's data, just because Shopify has your data for your store. So you don't want to use something like Google to check your speed view for just pasting your link, because Google doesn't have really access to your store, right? What Google is using is like data from thousands and thousands and thousands of other online stores or online sites, and so it's giving you like not the right data, right? But if you're checking your page view from within Shopify, you can trust that one just because Shopify knows your store data, right? You're literally building on their platform, right? So what you can do to improve your speed, right? Again, compress images, remove unused apps, right? There's a ton of people that maybe you downloaded a few apps to your Shopify store, so you go to settings, you go to apps, and remove any third-party apps that maybe you're not using and causing your store to be a little bit slower. You can do limit unnecessary animations. I know a lot of stores, a lot of merchants love the animations in their store front. It looks nice, but sometimes it just slows you down, right? It slows it down just because it just takes a long time for those animations to load. Use lightweight themes. A lot of the themes that you get from Shopify right here from the Shopify store are optimized, so you don't really have to worry about it, right? Even their even third-party themes that you can buy from the Shopify theme store are optimized really well, right? And so you can not really worry about that too much. You want to just keep your store organized, of course, clean, right? If you sell one product, it's gonna be easy to keep it clean, but if you sell multiple products, right, it's gonna be a little bit harder to keep clean, and so you just have to work a little bit harder just to make sure that everything looks nice and ordered, and it's easy for your customers to find things in your store. All right, and then the last thing, which you don't really need to do too much, I think Shopify does this if I'm not mistaken already, is submit your sitemap to Google. You could Google this. It's actually very simple. It takes like less than 5 minutes to do as well. And so to help you do all this, right, that we just went through, I recommend you download this tool called Tiny Image, right? So I have it already installed in my Shopify store. So it's right here, Tiny SEO. I'll have a link for it in the description below, so you get to go check it out, right? So once you click the link it's below and you download the app, right, it's already telling me what I can optimize in my store, right? So first off, it's telling me, to rank on search engines, you need a custom domain, right? I don't have a custom domain right now for this store, right? It's using the default Shopify domain. And so, it's telling me it doesn't really rank well on search engines, right? So I want to maybe buy my own custom domain, right? And then here I can see my health panel. So, I can see my product page is not optimized, my collection page is not optimized, my pages are not optimized, right? So let's take a look at my products page, right? So it's saying not optimized. So let's see what we could do. And so here you go, right? It's telling me what I need to improve, right? The title is shorter than recommended, right? My product description is less than the recommended 150 words, right? So there's a lot of work I need to do, right? And this will help you so much when you're setting up your Shopify store for SEO, right? Because you want to make sure that it's up to date, right? So I can maybe use their AI tool. Let's see if that works. Generate text. There's the alt text one. Meta description, right? Generate. Not a big difference in mine here, but these are all titles, right, that I can use. All right, so of course, and then if you're maybe seeing that your store is a little bit slower, right, maybe Shopify showing red, right, for your speed, then you can come here and optimize your images, right? You can click optimize, and you can automatically do a optimization automatically where Tiny SEO will optimize your images so that it will load a lot more quicker at your store, right? But again, you want to improve your SEO, optimize SEO, and not optimize, custom pages. Let's see custom pages, right? You can see it's not optimized, and this is the score that I'm getting. So if I click edit on frequently asked questions, right, I don't have anything really. That's why it's not being optimized, right? So again, I'll have the link for this in the description below, so you guys can go download it and start making changes to your store for SEO, so that you can start generating traffic, and it will work over time. Of course, you're not gonna see the changes in the first month or two, but maybe in 3 to 6 months you might start to see some of your fruits of your labor, right, of optimizing your store for SEO really early on. So if you guys have any questions about this, you can always comment down below, and again, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.